Are you curious what an experienced agent would tell a new agent? Well, I've got Katie Oddy here today. She has been on our team for 2 years, and in 2 years she has closed 50 real estate transactions, which is the equivalent of 8 years in the industry, and she has 5 under contract. So she's got a ton of experience, and so I've asked her to come on today and just under the idea of like, hey Katie, if you were going to give yourself advice 2 years ago as a brand new agent, what would it be?
Thanks, Ryan. So the first point that I would make to myself looking back would be rejection's going to happen. And that's okay. That's part of learning and growing, and it's part of this business. So you are going to get rejected, and you might even get rejected by friends and family. And sometimes there's a good reason behind that. Maybe, they want to keep business and personal separate. That's, one example that I've run into. And as a newer agent at the time, my feelings were hurt, and it was hard not to tie in emotion. But as I got more experienced, I started to learn to take that emotion out of these scenarios and just really look at it for what it was. If you stay committed to the process, you're going to be successful even though rejection happens.
Yeah, that's such great advice. What would be the next thing that you would give, new Katie, the new agent, a tip?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I expected to happen just from watching real estate shows on television is that negotiations with other agents would be very combative. And I found that if you're working towards the same goal, which is to get your buyer and seller, under contract in a closed deal, really the best way to, go at it is to be cordial and complimentary and work with your co-broke. Those are going to be your allies in this transaction, and we're all working towards the same cause. It's going to be just a much more pleasurable experience for everyone, you, the co-broke, your client, and the co-broke's client, if you're all working together towards the same cause. And you might even end up building friendships with those co-brokes. I have a lot of friends in the business who don't work for Keller Williams or aren't on the Hvizda team. And that's a really special friendship to have.
That's also super important too in like multiple offer situations. When you have a relationship with an agent, sometimes they advocate for your offer over another offer because they know you know how to do your job. So it's such wise advice. And lastly, you have one more tip. What would it be?
Yeah, so my last tip is, and I didn't really know it at the time because I don't really know anything different, but I joined a team right out of the gate. And I trusted the process, and I had a lot of people whispering in my ear saying, just go out on your own, you'll do fine on your own. But I really wanted to lean into a team, and what I discovered by doing that is I had support, I had education, I had training, structure, and like all those foundational items that I wouldn't have had otherwise going out on my own. And it just would have taken much longer to reap the benefits and see success in my business without those. And like a side note to that is like I've created lifelong friendships with the people who are on my team. So, I'm constantly learning and constantly growing from the other members of my team. And, I'm so grateful for that.
Well, I'm so grateful that you chose to, join us and be part of our awesome organization. And it's been such a great pleasure to see you grow so quickly and to have such immense success. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any other questions for Katie, her information's below. We're happy to help you as a new agent, as an experienced agent. Let us know how we can help you.